I guess I better tell you now, but yeah, it's the a one-on-one with you for the weekly, which will be really cool.
Yeah.
About pretty much everything from, you know, your incarceration to how you feel about the band to the fight and all that stuff. So as long as you're cool with that, we'll rock. So.
Dude, you can ask me anything.
All right, cool. So, you know, let's just go ahead and go with June 12th. Take me through the day that you were basically taken into custody. Like, what happened? What did you eat? You know?
Okay, I was in June 12th wasn't the day. It was June 15th I was caught. It all happened crazy because they put me on the news, right?
Yeah.
Over a probation violation, but then they said parole violation, right?
Right.
But it wasn't, and they got it all fucked up. They put me on the top 10 story, and then they said involved with murder. Then they brought the victim's family in, and what everybody really doesn't know is what really happened that day. You know what I mean? And you know, for the media and the public to see that, it's just devastating. You know what I mean? So I was picked up right after Father's Day, and they set my friend up, and they tapped my phone. They sent me to the fugitive unit. They thought I was in another state or country or something. So they tapped my phone and they tricked me, and they had all these these undercover cars and a helicopter, and you know what I'm saying? So that's how they caught me.
So what did you do? Like, how did it start? Did you like wake up and, you know?
Well, I've been doing drugs. You know what I mean? You know, this is a blessing in disguise. I would say it's like a blessing in disguise to me because I needed help. You know, but no one, my band, you know, turned their back on me, even though some of them in the band are just as guilty as I am.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you were all like twacked out on drugs and shit, and you were just like, you didn't know what you were doing, so you head outside, and then, you know, shit.
Well, my friend calls me, and she's like, you want me to come bring you something? And I was like, yeah, sure. She tricked me, you know?
Yeah.
Wasn't really my friend, I guess, but that's what I needed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, you're taking what was it like, you know, being taken into custody? Like, was it kind of crazy? Were you roughed up at all? Or?
No, I'm used to it. No, I'm not used to it, but yeah, it was just, I was already past the withdrawal point. Like, I was addicted to Oxycontins, you know?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so it's a rough thing coming off of those. So it really, you know, it was a blur kind of, but they put me in like an Impala or whatever. They took me in and they sat me down and yelled at me and, you know, put me in this detox room, and then I went up to this floor 7A, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all that stuff. What was it like in jail, you know, when you were hanging out in jail? I mean, you had access to a computer, so, you know, you posted
No, I didn't.
stuff.
I didn't. What people don't know is somebody else is doing that. Yeah, the whole time it's people, yeah.
So,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you know, I guess, you know, what was going on? I mean, you were hooked up on Oxycontin, which is really rough, but, you know, why did you bail out on your probation? Was there a misunderstanding or what?
Well, check this out, man. This is insane, dude, and I know it sounds crazy, but, like, if you read the police reports, they charged me for something I didn't do, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Have you read them?
Yeah, I know your entire case from the back of the file and everything.
Is it insane?
Oh yeah, and I want to get to that too. So.
Yeah, I'm the only one that went down for this, and you know the thing is that Mr. Maxwell Green, I've known the guy for 9 years. We have the same birthday, you know, and I'm hurt, dude. You know, he turned his back on me, and he said, you know, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve probation. You don't deserve going to jail for nothing, man. It's not fair. I'll stick with you no matter what. And what happens? You know what I'm saying? He's doing drugs with me, man.
Yeah.
He's doing drugs with me, and then as soon as he finds out that I might be going to jail before I get probation, I get kicked out of the band.
Yeah. I mean, that was really bad. But like when you were sentenced to probation for the fight. You know.
Well, the reason why I absconded?
Yeah. Why did you abscond?
Well, they gave me a recipe for disaster. They said, $93,000 in restitution I have to pay. I have to pay $30 a month to to the probation officer, $30 a month to drug counseling, $30 a month to impulse control, and I'm not allowed to tour with my band.
Right.
And I have to get a normal job.
Right.
Before I knew about Interstate Compact, before I knew about stuff like that where you're allowed to tour, they didn't let me. So I said, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? I even tried to get a job. I even tried to get a job as a bartender, but I have a felony, so they didn't give me my sheriff's card.
Right.
So I tried, and with the drugs piling on top of it and the depression getting so much, you know, it's just, there's only so much a person can take, especially a tortured soul. Do you understand?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it you know, from the reports and everything I've heard, I mean, you've been absolutely devastated from it. I have the report when you were interviewed by the homicide department,
Really?
and I saw it on there, and I just saw that you were just torn up, you know, and
Yeah.
about it. And, you know, that kind of, we can go into that. You know, why do you think you were kind of left holding the bag on that? And are you kind
Because of my fame. Because of my friend saved my life, dude. And I don't think he deserves any jail time either. You know what I mean?
Who, Chase?
Yeah, he saved my life. Yeah, of course, we went there to fight. Yeah, but what people don't know is they started it. What people really don't know is if it wasn't for Max, that fight would have never happened.
Absolutely.
I always stick up for Max. He's a little kid. He's younger. Or he's not younger, but he's a smaller guy.
Yeah.
You understand? I would always be his big brother. Like, we're going to have to come through me first. You understand? And then they call me and they start harassing me, saying they're going to come to my house and murder me. You know, do you see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then they start calling me pussy and this and that if I don't show up to fight them. So, do you understand? And then I go there, and what people don't know is they had about 12 people with them. And we had 4 people. And they ran up, pulled a gun out, fired it. My friend Joe grabbed the gun. The gun went off 3 more times. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how I got self-defense. And I'm stuck with the bag.
Yeah. And does it kind of piss you off? I mean, even though he's your friend, are you kind of pissed off that, you know, Raider wasn't brought up on any charges?
Dude, I'm glad that he didn't get murdered, because you can only imagine.
Yeah, I mean, and, you know, Marcel, Marcel ended up killing him. So how do you kind of feel, you know, when that kind of went down? I mean,
I'm devastated. That was my friend in high school. And it's all over his girlfriend at the time, and him and Max and his girlfriend fighting, and then he gets involved, and then Max tells me that they're going to jump him. So I'm like, you know, the big brother, since I've known this guy for 9 years, and nothing's going to come in between us. Do you understand?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, fuck you, you know?
Yeah. Do you regret making the decision to go to the fight that day, or?
Of course, man. I regret going to that fight, man. I regret it, and I blame it. So, not all of it, because, you know, I take responsibility for my actions, obviously, now that I'm sober and understand it more. But I was high then, too, man.
Yeah.
I was high then, and I went to rehab after that, and I did good, and then, you know, I don't even want to say this, but Max, you know, gave me drugs again. Straight up. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not blaming him, but I could have said no, but it's kind of hard when you're on tour in a bus with the same guy that you grew up with, and he's bringing drugs to you, and he's secretly in the closet with his addiction, and no one's pointing the finger at him, and so he's able to take drugs, and I'm just sitting there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it must be, I mean, you guys grew up, as far as I know, you guys have grown up together, you were homeless together, you were best friends. Yeah. While all that stuff was going on, you know, with you guys in the band and stuff, did you really, you know, what kind of went through your mind when all this was going on, you know, when, you know, the band was kind of crumbling and falling apart? And
well, the first time they kicked me out because of mine and Max's drug problem together,
right,
when they kicked me out and I went to rehab, I was devastated. This time, I was just plain fucking fuck you, you know, because I was like, fuck you, because I'm already fucking in trouble with probation. I can't leave